Losing my mother broke my heart, but what happened after her death changed how I see people forever. First, I want to talk about my mom. My mom was my best friend. She was the sweetest human being I have ever known. She meant everything to me. She meant the world to me. There was absolutely nothing I couldn't tell my mom. No matter how heavy the situation was, no matter how big the problem felt, I always told my mom. And somehow she always found a solution. That's how close we were. Even when I was in the university, my mom would come to see me. Sometimes she stayed for days, sometimes for weeks. She would bring foodstuffs, she would cook for me, she would wash my clothes. In fact, she washed for my roommate too. My mom never believed in saying, "This one is not my child." I remember one particular day, my roommate and I had gone out and we left my mom at home. When we came back, our clothes were neatly washed and spread on the line. My roommate looked at me and said, "I think your mom just washed my clothes." I wasn't surprised at all because I knew who my mom was. When we got inside, my roommate knelt down and said, "Thank you, ma." She was shocked, and my mom said, "Why are you surprised? You are my daughter too. If I can wash my biological daughter clothes, why can't I wash for you?" That was my mom. Whenever my mom came to visit me in school, my friends always come around. They loved her. She was jovial, she was playful, she was funny, she was prayerful, she would make everyone laugh, she would share whatever she brought from Lagos with them. My mom was simply a very good person, a sweet human being. And then, fast forward to how I lost my mom. I remember that day very clearly, that fateful day. Before that, my mom had called me and asked me to come for a holiday. It was during the Eid Mubarak period after the 30 days of fasting. She wanted us to celebrate together, just the two of us. At that time, my dad was ill and my mom was the one taking care of him. She had been staying with him, following up on his treatment. I was in my final year at the university preparing for my exams. She told me she missed me, and honestly, it had been a while since we last saw each other. So I agreed to come home. She also came back home around that time. It was a Friday, I remembered it vividly. We cooked together, we ate together, we talked, we laughed. It had been a long time since we truly spent time like that. And during our conversation, my mom started complaining bitterly about my auntie, my dad's younger sister. That Friday, as we were talking, my mom started complaining about my auntie, my dad's younger sister. She told me how she had been treated. Whenever my auntie wanted to cook, she would tell my mom that the kitchen was too small for two people. If my mom tried to help, she would be told to go and sit down, that she was just a visitor. When the food was ready, my mom couldn't just walk into the kitchen and serve herself. She waited. Sometimes she hoped my auntie would call her and say, "Come and eat." But most times, food was brought only for my dad, and my mom was ignored. It happened once, then twice, then many times. Eventually, my dad told her to start buying her own food. And when she told me this, I said, "This is not right. How can you be staying in someone's house and buying food while cooking is going on?" She sounded tired. She told me she was exhausted. She said she just wanted to come back home. She wanted peace. She wanted rest. She felt that if they returned home, people would help with my dad's care and she wouldn't be alone in everything. I told her not to worry. I told her that once I finished my exams, I would come home and assist them. On Saturday, I went to see my dad. After greeting him, I raised my mom's concerns. I explained that in less than 3 weeks, I would be done with my exams and I would be home. I suggested that we all go back home together. My dad looked at me and said bluntly, "I'm not going home. I want to stay with my sister." I told him, "If you want to stay, that's fine, but I'm taking my mom home." And he said, "You can take her. I'm not going." So I said, "No problem." The next day, Sunday, I had to return to school. My mom escorted me to the back. I asked her to go back home, but she refused. She said she would wait until the bus was full and had left. She stood there, watching. I waved goodbye, and that was the last time I saw my mom alive. On Monday, I called her. We talked, we laughed, we gisted as usual. On Tuesday, we didn't speak. Then on Wednesday, something strange happened. That morning, some of my friends came to visit me. We were together till afternoon. Suddenly, I developed a severe headache. I started running a temperature. It came out of nowhere. My friends were shocked. They took me to the pharmacy. I got medication and went back to my room. When I got home, I decided to call my mom as I always did. The first ring, no answer. The second ring, my dad picked up. He told me my mom wasn't feeling fine, that she was being attended to by a nurse. I asked how she was. He said she was fine. I told him I wasn't feeling well either and that I would call her the next day. On Thursday morning, my phone battery was on 2% before it died. I decided to call my mom. Her phone was switched off. I called my dad. When he picked up, his voice was different. I asked him, "How is my mom?" He said, "I don't know what's going on. They are rushing her to the hospital. The ambulance is downstairs." I asked him, "Is it that serious?" He said, "Yes." While I was still on the call, I heard screaming. It was my brother's voice. "Mommy is dead. Mommy, wake up." Everything stopped. I started screaming, asking questions I had no answers to. What happened to my mom? Is that my mom? What do you mean she's dead? And my dad said only one thing: be going home. Be going home.
That was the moment everything stopped for me. One phone call, one scream, and my entire world changed. Nothing prepares you for the sound of someone telling you that the person you love the most is gone. I didn't understand it then. I still didn't understand it when my dad told me to just come home. All I knew was that the woman who was my best friend, my safe place, my everything, was gone. But what came after her death hurt me in ways I never imagined. And that's a story I will share in the next video. If you've ever lost someone you love, you are not alone. Thank you for listening.